and a dreadful thing from the cliff did spring, and its wild bark thrilled around. Its eyes had the glow of the fires below. It was the form of the spectral hound. For centuries, people in East Anglia and wider afield have told stories about a black dog, Black Shuck. A great big dog, black, with great big red eyes. And to see him brings you the worst of luck, because you or a loved one will die within a year. And to hear him cry, that cry will make the hairs on your neck stand up. And his footfalls, you can't even hear them. So best if you hear a cry, you shut your eyes. Best that you shut your eyes, because is it Black Shuck or is it just the wind in the reeds? Some will tell you that old Black Shuck, he originated with Odin or Thor and was left behind when they left to go back home across the seas. Some will tell you he's the ghost of Hugh Bygod, who used to roam East Anglia with Geoffrey de Mandeville during the anarchy that followed the death of Henry I, pillaging throughout, destroying for whichever side was winning. Others will tell you that Black Shuck was the dog of a smuggler that used to trade in and out of the North Norfolk coast, and that when that smuggler drowned at sea, Black Shuck he's been looking ever since, from Home Beach down to the other end of Peddar's Way. So, is he a smuggler's warning to keep off the footpaths, the byways and the roads at night? Is he a reminder of anarchy times? Or is he just a piece of folklore? Or do we have a need to be scared? Think of some of the sightings. Thetford Bridge one Christmas Eve, a small blind boy with his sister looking over the river, and the boy says, "Sis, there's a dog, it's pressing against me, it's trying to push me into the river." And she looks and she can see nothing, but the boy keeps saying, "Sis, it's trying to push me into the river." And as she watched, she could see something pushing, but she couldn't see it, but she could see the force being exerted on his back. She grabbed hold of him and pulled him away before he toppled into the river. Then there was the gamekeeper in Suffolk. The gamekeeper who to his dying day swore Black Shuck had been under his hand and had glided away up the track. Gamekeeper who was scared of no poacher on 2 or 4 legs, but knew that what he had touched that night had a back hard, shaggy and rough. Then the charwoman acting as a chaperone for one of her daughters, while her daughter courted with her boyfriend. They were walking Gelderston way, and the daughter said, Mum, look, there's a black dog. It's following us. It's enormous. Its great tongue hanging out the side of its mouth." She could see nothing, and nor could the girl's boyfriend, until the girl touched her mother, and then the mother remembered her daughter was born in the chime hours, and she could see things that no one else could. And every time her daughter touched her, she could see it walking beside them. It followed them for half a mile before it turned up a track to a churchyard, giving them a last look over its shoulder. Then think on Bradwell-on-Sea on the Essex coast, the father and son out wildfowling. They saw it on the marshes first. Great big black dog that walked just across the front of them as if they weren't there, not a care in the world. It scared them to death. And then the same closer to home. Think on about Wicken and Upware, Anthony Wedgwood Day, Anthony Wentworth Day, in the pub, 5 miles from anywhere. Them old Fen boys, they wouldn't walk home with him along the bank, not for friendship or even money, because one of them's sister had seen Black Shuck down there just a few days afore and had fainted clear away. But there's never been any evidence, never been anything else to see. Then in 2017 there was an archaeological dig at Leiston Abbey, close to the Suffolk coast. And one of the things they found was the skeleton of a dog, a large dog. Now that dog was 7 feet tall, they say, and it was a male dog. And they say it was buried with a lot of care soon after Black Shuck wrought havoc and killed people in the churches at Bungay and Blytheborough. Has the evidence been found at last? Was that Black Shuck buried at Leiston? Who knows? But the questions have to be, why is he still searching? And who is he searching for? And a dreadful thing from the cliff did spring, and his wild bark thrilled around. His eyes had the glow of the fires below. It was the form of the spectral hound.